Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to all the people who have subscribed to the channel recently. We managed to make 700 subscribers, so really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your subscription. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about children starting year 6. So that's the last year of primary school, and what you can expect, what the children can expect from that year, and how as parents you can best prepare your child to do really well in year 6. So first of all, the children have probably been back at school about a week now, and they have probably had an assembly and been spoken to by their teachers. One of the things that comes up towards the beginning of the year is that the children will need to be able to apply for their high school place. The deadline for the applications is the 31st of October. So all the teachers will be reminding the children that by the 31st of October, they should have applied for their high school place. Now, if they miss that deadline, then there's no guarantee that they'll get the place that they want in their chosen high school. Also, during the first few weeks of year 6, some of the high schools will come into school and do special assemblies talking about the high school and what they offer and what it's like, and also let the children know when their open evenings are so that they can go and visit the school and just find out a little bit more about it before they make their decision. So that's just something to keep a lookout for, that the high school application deadline is on the 31st of October. Year 6 is also a time when the children will be doing their end of year SATs assessments. That's the end of Key Stage 2. So everything they've learned during their years at primary school will come to an end at the end of year 6 when they do their assessments, and they'll be given assessments grades that will then be passed up to their high schools. This year, the SATs will be from Monday the 8th of May 2022 till Thursday the 11th of May 2022. I have other videos that go through the SATs on the channel, and I'll be releasing another video closer to the time talking about the timetable and things, but just something for you to be aware of, that during this year the teachers will be vigorously helping your children to best prepare for those assessments. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more now, so let's get further into the video. Hello, okay, so this is a welcome to year 6 presentation. I'm going to try and provide you with some information about your child going into year 6 this year. I'm a year 6 teacher, so I'm often having assemblies at the beginning of the year with parents just to talk about the expectations and things that can really help you to help your child do really well in year 6. So, first of all, it is a SATs year, as I mentioned earlier. The SATs will run from Monday the 8th of May to Thursday the 11th of May this year. Sorry, there's a mistake there. It says 2022. It's actually 23. So it'll be from Monday the 8th of May 2023 until Thursday the 11th. First exam will be grammar. That'll be on Monday. And then there'll be the spelling test also on the Monday. Tuesday will be the reading test. Wednesday will be your arithmetic. There's two tests on Wednesday. They'll also have their reasoning paper on Wednesday, maths paper 2, and then finally they'll have one paper on Thursday. That'll be maths paper 3. So, yeah, just make a note of those dates because they will come up quickly. But the teacher will be working really hard to try and prepare your child for that SATs week. So the SATs are carried out during normal school hours, so you don't need to worry about that. Just make sure you don't book any holidays during that time, because if your child does miss the SATs, they will not be able to retake them. And then the school will then get their results back at some point during July, and they'll release those marks along with the school report at the end of the year. So yeah, year 6 is a SATs year. It is when the SATs are used by the high schools to decide where your child will go as regards their groups and sets. Just some things for you to know. Most of the questions, the marks are divided up. So 20% of the marks will go towards word meaning questions on the reading paper, asking the children to find and copy words that mean certain things. Over a quarter of the marks, so over 25%, are based on retrieval questions. So simple fact retrieval, where they're asked who the characters are, where things happen. It might be a true or false box, but yeah, it'll be retrieving that information that'll be there in the text. And almost half the marks are inference style questions. So children being able to say why certain things happened and be able to give evidence in the text as well. I won't go through sample questions. I have other videos on the channel that talk about this kind of thing. Really important in year 6 though, if the children can improve their mental arithmetic, their maths arithmetic. So they have one paper, it's a 30-minute paper, but it's a total of 40 marks. Now, why this is really important is if they can score highly on this test, then the overall pass mark is somewhere between 56 and 58 marks altogether. And if they can score in the high 30s towards the 40 marks, then they'll only need about 16 marks from those other 2 papers. That's 8 marks on each paper. So really practicing their mental arithmetic. They'll be doing this a lot in school now, between now and Christmas. But yeah, really practicing their mental arithmetic and doing some practice papers will really improve their chances of passing that maths overall. You'll find loads of practice tests online. If you just type into Google, Key Stage 2 mental arithmetic test, you'll find loads of those online, and they're also available through the official government website. Grammar, so it's really important that children practice their grammar. Now we do have a walkthrough video, which I can show you on the YouTube channel now. So on the channel we have a series of videos and walkthroughs of all the different SATS papers, but there's one here, the Key Stage 2 Grammar Paper 1 walkthrough. It's in 2 parts, but that's really useful just so you can see the types of questions that they'll be asked in that grammar paper, and we also show you how you can answer those. So check those videos out on the channel, because they will really help for you to understand the grammar in a bit more detail. So what about the writing then? So reading, maths and grammar is all assessed in year 6 through a test in those May SATS tests. However, the writing is assessed slightly different. It's done on teacher assessment, and it'll be a judgment that the teacher has to make based on all the independent writing that your child does over the course of the year. I've got up here the assessment standards that the teachers will use to make those judgments. So you can either have working at the expected standard, which is where you want your child to be, working below the expected standard, or you can have your child working above the expected standard, which is called greater depth. Now, if you just have a look at this, you can see, you might want to make a note of a few of these things, what the child will need to do to be able to meet that expected standard. So to write effectively for a range of audiences and purposes. So they will have written in school diaries, letters, persuasive writing, formal and informal writing. They should be able to describe settings and characters in detail using a variety of techniques. Be able to select the appropriate vocabulary and grammar structures for that particular type of writing. For example, if you're doing a formal piece of writing, the children would be expected to not use any contracted spellings. Use a range of devices to build cohesion, so things like conjunctions, subordinating, coordinating conjunctions, adverbials of time, pronouns to avoid repetition, so like he and she, rather than always using the person's name. The main thing, though, when teachers look to assess a year 6 piece of writing is, does it make sense? Okay, if they're writing a persuasive letter, does it sound like a persuasive letter? Does it fulfill the purpose? Does it get the points across? Okay, if they're writing a diary, are they putting in those thoughts and feelings? Are they making it emotive? Does it sound like a diary should sound? Does the child understand the genre, and does it make sense? A lot of children last year who didn't just scraped below the expected standard, although they had all the features and techniques, the writing, when they put the sentences together, just didn't make sense. We usually say that if the writing feels like it kicks you out and you're reading it, all of a sudden something doesn't make sense, that's not cohesive and that wouldn't meet the expected standard. So as a parent, what you can do is probably just give your child some opportunities to write about things at home. Make sure that they're using a range of conjunctions in their writing. Make sure that once they've read it, they can pick out any errors or mistakes. Okay, if they're writing at a greater depth, then it really is that they have their own style of writing, and you can hear a writer's voice through that writing. So it's about something called conscious control. So not only do they understand all of the features and techniques that are required, but they're also starting to master those techniques and use them to their own ends within the writing. Okay, using a range of punctuation, so they need to be using semicolons, dashes. there should be evidence of colons and hyphens, all of that range of punctuation within their writing to be able to, for the teacher to say, yes, I think that child is working at that greater depth level in writing. So as I said at the beginning of the video, really useful books that you might want to purchase. The CGP books are used in school a lot. They have SATS revision books. They have books, workbooks and revision guides on the grammar, okay, on the arithmetic. So have a look, just type into Google. They're also cheap on Amazon for those CGP books, the grammar revision guide as well. I just wanted to share one last thing before I finish, and that is a couple of useful websites, because parents often ask, do you know any good websites where we can get the children to do some extra practice? MyMiniMaths.com is a great website, loads of things to help out with the arithmetic practice papers. Again, the CGP books, they also have online resources and free tests on there. Corbett Maths, BBC Bite Size, Top Marks, you'll find some stuff on there. Grammar, there's a website there if you want to make a note of that one also. Websites that we use in school. So SATS Companion is a really good one. We use this a lot. It's got quizzes on there. It also explains all the different concepts, and there are videos to watch. You can get logins for parents if you want to use that at home. And also a shameless plug, don't forget to check out the other videos we have on Year 6 SATS on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I hope you found some of the information useful. Please subscribe if you've not already subscribed for more videos on primary education, and hit a like if you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.